This is James Mathers for the Digital Cinema Society at Cine Gear Expo 2023. I'm here with my friend Seth Emmons. He's with LEITZ and Wexler, and he's going to tell us about their latest lenses and some of their philosophy about cine glass. So what do you got here for us?
Thanks, James. Thanks for having us. We've got two new lines of lenses that we're delivering now. We've announced them in the last year and a half, and now they're finally coming out, which is exciting for us. Both of them are in the full frame lens category, which is where most of our development has been focused of late. The first one I want to talk about is the Elsie line of lenses. These lenses are direct for cinema design from the ground up. So they exhibit the same characteristics you expect from most cinema lenses, minimal to no breathing, minimal to no distortion. Like all of our lenses, one thing we standardize on is color temperature and skin tone reproduction. But what we've decided to do in our development over recent years is start playing around with character for the lenses. So the Elsie lenses, they exhibit a very large image circle designed for full frame, large format, but they go well beyond that on illumination. But the focus starts to fall off as you get toward the edges. So it gives like kind of a nice little curve feel to the image that focuses the viewer's attention in a subtle way. But you still perform like a traditional cinema lens, /eye metadata contacts, all that stuff you expect professionally.
So a little character, but still very close to optically perfect.
Yeah, in the center, they're beautiful. They perform like a LEITZ prime in the center. And then as you get toward the edges, you start to get a little more interesting. They're also among our most flary lenses. So we did some different coatings with these that can get some colorful flares out of them. Again, nothing too dramatic. The idea was to create a set that could be used on many different kinds of productions, but still add a little something.
And how about your other lines of lenses?
So the other one that we've got is a departure from that even. It's called Hugo. These lenses are based on Leica's M photography optics. So Leica photography lenses, rangefinder lenses, 60 plus years in the world. So
respected.
Exactly. An iconic image making tool for photography. 7-8 years ago, we came out with the M0.8 lenses, which basically took the same lenses, put some gears on them, made them usable, but still a challenge. Thanks to the invention of the LPL mount, we were able to take that optic and make it into an actual cinema lens. So proper spacing, proper throw on focus and iris, LPL mount as well. And these lenses behave the way you would expect a photography lens to. So there is a bit of breathing. There is a bit of a distortion. There's a little bit of a fun color to them. But they're not vintage lenses. They're modern coatings. They behave like modern lenses. They can be repaired like modern lenses, but they have a really strong field curvature. Because they're rangefinder, the optics are really close to the sensor. The angle of the optic of the light coming out is steeper. So in the corners, you start to lose light and focus. So the focus curve on these is quite strong. Elsie, gentle curve. Hugo, strong curve. And because these lenses are rangefinder and designed for that smaller mount, they're really fast. These are all T1.5 lenses.
Wow.
And we actually have two 50s. There's a T1.5 50 and a T10 50 that's based on the Leica M Noctilux lens. So
see in the dark.
Yes, it's a focus puller's nightmare, but at least it works in the dark.
So, as an equipment owner, I get not too excited when new lens mounts come out, but you're a fan of the LPL. That makes it possible to use these kind of lenses.
Yeah, the M lenses in particular, because the rear optics are so close to the sensor, they had to have an LPL mount. With optical design, the closer you can get to the sensor, the smaller, faster, lighter, and cheaper you can make a lens. So we've decided to standardize our development for the foreseeable future on LPL exclusively, because every professional camera out there, with very few exceptions, can use any mount now. They all have sub mounts or they have an interchangeable mount system. And to that effect, we actually created an LPL mount for the Sony Venice, because a lot of the LPL mounts in the market don't work with the Hugo. You see how much is behind the mount here. Yeah. I mean, this is all inside the camera. So we created a new LPL mount with some support from Sony that can accommodate lenses like that, signature primes and zooms that have the impression filter also don't work with a lot of the existing LPL mounts for Sony. And this lens mount that we made, it has metadata pass through. We also have a PL to LPL adapter with metadata, so you can change it just like the way Arri did with their new cameras. People are used to working that way on set now. We're giving an option for Sony to do the same.
Yeah, sounds very great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Seth.
My pleasure.